So we're just going to talk a little bit tonight about drawing near to God. There are several passages that are concerning the idea. Two of my favorites. One is found in James chapter 4. The other one is in Hebrews chapter 10. And that should really be what we're all about. Drawing near to God. It's hard to do that sometimes because we want to do what we want to do. You know? I always tease my kids and I tell them, hey, I always do everything I'm told when I'm told the way I'm told. I say I tease my kids because they and I both know that's not true. But we need to learn to draw near to God. A poet named Logan Buchanan wrote this: "These are my hands. God give them power to serve my fellow man this hour. And through the years that lie ahead, may they spread gladness until I'm dead. This is my heart. God, keep it pure, filled with thy truth, and ever sure that thy way is best. Give me a place to love and serve the human race. These are my feet. God, guide them right, nor ever let me trespass in thy sight. Lead me to souls that need me now, that seeds of kindness I may sow. This is my tongue. God, let me say words to bless others on the way that leads to heaven. And may joy of saving souls my time employed. These are my eyes. God bless them, so thy truth I'll see, thy goodness know. May I my duty clearly see and find my highest joy in thee. This is my life, God. Fill it full of helpful service. Ever rule me with thy love. Faithful I'd be till time shall end, and I'm with thee." Now, he has two more verses that I left out that I couldn't find an acceptable copy of. But he talks about, this is my soul, God, and these are my ears, God. But in every phase, as he talks about these things, he talks about God. This is my whatever, God. Do something with it. And isn't that the attitude that drawing near to God creates in us? James 4 and verse 8, he says, "Draw near to God and he will draw near to you." Isn't that simple? Isn't that simple? Draw near to God and he will draw near to you. It's easy for us to like somebody who likes us. But, you know, people who don't like us and don't want to be around us, we can tell those people. And it's hard for us to be around them. God knows. As he looks upon us, he knows if we like him. He knows if we love him. He knows if we're really trying to draw near to him. But look at Hebrews chapter 10, starting in verse 22. "Let us draw near with a true heart in full assurance of faith, with our hearts sprinkled clean from an evil conscience and our bodies washed with pure water. Let us hold fast the confession of our hope without wavering, for he who promised is faithful." That's a sermon there, but we're not going to spend that much time there. "Let us consider how to stir one another up to love and good works, not neglecting to meet together, as the habit of some is, but encouraging one another, and all the more as you see the day approaching. Now, we like that last one. We like to stir one another up. Other versions say provoke one another. Oh, we love to do that. You know, we like to get things stirred up. You know, there was a football player a few years ago. His name was Conrad Dobler. And he was noted as the dirtiest player in the NFL. And what he would do is while he was on the line, he'd say something to the guy over the line from him and say ugly things about him or about his wife or about his mother or about his sister. And the man would be so mad that he'd jump across and be off, offsides, or he'd start a fight, and Dobler would get these things going, and then he'd just kind of back off. He never hardly ever got penalized because he kept stirring other people up. But that's not what he's talking about here in Hebrews. What does he say? Provoke one another or stir one another up to love and good works. Draw near, he says, with a true heart, full assurance of the faith. Hold fast the confession of our hope, because our hope is based on someone who is faithful, and he will keep his word. Someone wrote this article. I just love it. I'll share it with you. He says, Sears is marketing a stingless bee. This goes along with the seedless grape, the fuzzless peach, and the odorless booze to contribute to what has been called the nothing generation. The child of the non-involved generation is naturally swaddled in disposable diapers and is nourished from a disposable bottle. As he grows up, he goes to a painless dentist and wears glasses you cannot see. And he and his family live in a no down payment house and exist through the miracle of charge now and hope to pay later credit cards. When the non-man wants to carbonate his stomach, he drinks a non-caloric soft drink which comes in a disposable bottle. For amusement, he sits in dehumidified air watching non-actors perform non-dramas about non-people via the miracle of television, or what my mother used to call the idiot box. And he gets an added bonus for within 15 minutes, he can, through commercial psychology, learn how to take the misery out of wash day and the odors out of living, and the challenge out of opening a bottle of milk. The essence of non-life is non-involvement. And the beauty of non-living is that it makes non-life so easy and creates so much leisure time to enjoy non-existence. Doyle and I talk a lot about things like this, not necessarily non-living, but why do people not worship God anymore? And we talk about this and we have not found an answer, except that perhaps we have too many non-people, non-involved, because they think they're serving a non-God. Draw near to God, and He will draw near to you. I don't know what the answer is, But part of the answer is here in Hebrews 10, where he says that we should be about the business of encouraging or stirring one another up to love and good works. I have one more article and then we'll close. People do not accidentally attend worship without missing one worship service for 20 years. They must have planned to always attend. Soon after I obeyed the gospel in the fall of 1909, this is not me, I read of an old brother who had not missed going to worship a single Sunday in 41 years. That story caused me to resolve and to purpose in my heart that I would never miss the worship on a single Lord's Day as long as I lived, if possible, to attend. I have missed 4 Sundays in over 50 years, and each time it was because of illness. Once I made that decision, the question has not come up as to whether I would attend church service or not. In fact, I did not decide last Lord's Day to go to worship, nor the Sunday before. That decision was made more than 50 years ago. It is a sin for any member of the church to miss the worship unless he's unable to attend. The very nature of our religion is such that those who feel this is a burden need to be converted. And that's written by Gus Nichols. I hear so much these days about this different generation who goes about things differently. But you know, that's just an excuse. They go through things differently, and they want to worship differently, and they want to do it their way, but what they've forgotten is God is never a do-it-your-way God. Never has been, never will be. God has always been and always will be a do-it-my-way God. And if we're not doing it God's way, we're doing it wrong. That's not my opinion. It's what God says. Now, I know I'm preaching to the choir because look here, it's Sunday night and look who's here. But the reason I decided to talk about this is because of that phrase in there, stir one another up to love and to good works. I haven't encouraged as many people as I should have to love God, to worship God, to love being with His people. But I'm sure that most of us could say the same thing. That's a part of our duty, is to stir one another up to love and to good works. If there's anything we can do tonight to help you to be closer to God than you were when you came in, or to be better about drawing near to God, or to be better about drawing others near to God, we want to invite you to respond as the Lord's invitation as we stand and sing.